Sorry. What's up, everyone? I hope y'all can hear me okay. I'm trying to use a headset this time so that maybe you don't hear any background noise. We got some crazy weather here in um, Dallas. The wind is howling like crazy. I know it's been a while and I want to get on here. I just feel like there's been so much going on. I have a lot of things to talk about, and I'm just going to kind of ramble. Part of this is just more so of like a diary for myself, I guess, and maybe it can encourage some people if you're going through any transitions in your life or anything like that. I just had a really good session with my kind of like a life coach and a few people on my team, but real quick, I just want to talk to you all about some of the things that I've been going through. Nothing horrible, just, mishaps that kind of happened and triggered maybe a little bit of a mental breakdown. Um, my 11-month-old has still, like I said, been waking up throughout the night, not sleeping good, so we've been running still on pretty low energy. My mom has been fantastic. She came over and helped me out a couple of times with her so that we could get a good night's rest. So sorry. So there's that. Um, I wanted to share with y'all what I did on Monday. So on Monday, my two younger daughters at their daycare were supposed to have picture day. And I had completely forgot about it because like I remembered and then I didn't because this is why I usually put things on my calendar. But I remember seeing the sign and it said 3 something 2025, and I remember seeing the 5 and all the numbers, and I was like, okay, is it 3/5/25, 3/15, 3/13? Was it 3/3? Like I couldn't remember what the dates were, and so it was 3/3, which was on Monday. But since I didn't remember, they went to school looking all kinds of crazy because again the night before we didn't get good rest and it was bad. So Mama missed picture day. That's what triggered my first meltdown of the week. Um, because when things like that happen, you just kind of feel like a failure, even though it's not true. I'm not the worst mom in the world just because I forgot picture day at daycare. However, there's just this lie that I tell myself and this standard that I feel like I need to maintain and live up to so that, I could go to bed in peace feeling like I did a good job as a mom. Um, what else happened? Over the weekend, I had a couple of other kids over here. That was a fun treat. Sort of unexpectedly put myself in a position that I wasn't ready for. Um, but I survived it and it was good. It was good. It has me actually looking forward to preparing better next time to invite more kids to my house to have play dates with my daughters, because sometimes my two daughters, when they're only playing with each other, they fight and they get tired of each other. So I love having other kids for them to interact with. It's a big part of why I love daycare and they're in dance classes and things like that. Um, let's see. I have started this really cool food prep group with some friends, really good friends of mine who are we're basically gonna all kind of pitch in together to do like meal preps and dinners for our families. What that just kind of looks like is a friend of ours who's super efficient and really good at shopping for coupons and deals and stuff like that is going to try to find like the best deals and communicate that to us so that we can not miss out on saving money. And then we're all going to get together in fellowship, kind of talk, maybe listen to some music as we start cooking and preparing these meals, well, the idea would be to freeze them so that when you actually cook them, the food is still in good quality. It doesn't taste like it's been frozen for years. Um, and yeah, very tasty, very efficient. It will save me some time in the evenings. So that I don't have to like cook and do like a big old cleanup using all these different pots and pans. And so I think our first week we're going to start is maybe next week. We're going to do a few chicken meal plans because she was able to spend, I believe it was like $150 for like 10 pounds of chicken per family, or maybe even more. I'm so sorry, don't quote me on that. She got like a lot of chicken for like enough for 12 meals, at least for my family of 5. I spent $50 on chicken, uh, and that will make enough for 12 meals for my family of 5, which I think is a great deal. I mean, it's pretty crazy. And the stuff that I'll have to get, like, for the sides of mashed potatoes and all the stuff, that's not going to be anything crazy. So, 12 meals per family of 5, or not. I don't know. I'm getting all confused. Anyways, so that's one of the things, one of the projects that I have going on in my personal life is trying to be more efficient about mealtime, more proactive about that. Also, I am joining the weight loss people, everybody who's doing the weight loss with the shots and stuff. Back in February, I was scheduled to get weight loss surgery, which I think was going to be bypass. I don't know. I pay attention to stuff when people are talking to me, but when I'm like in this state of mind right now, it's really hard for me to remember things. But anyways, I was going to get weight loss surgery back in February, but a week before my surgery, I just started talking to people, and people started talking to me about their experience with the weight loss shots, and mainly not being 100% certain that I'm done having kids is what prompted me to uh, not move forward with the surgery, because even though my doctor said that I could have the surgery, lose weight, and then um, still have kids later and then get back down to my weight goal. She said that that's possible, but it just didn't. I've been hearing that a lot of people have like a second surgery because they either are stagnant or they're not making the necessary changes that they need to make to keep the weight off. So I canceled my weight loss surgery and I started taking the shots. I ordered them on Monday, which was part of my productive day on Monday. So I am excited to join that. And I will keep you all posted on my adventure. I am open to any tips if you want to leave them in the comments. I have been getting so much feedback about assistance with nausea and staying committed, stay dedicated, eat high protein, low carb, drink plenty of water, don't not eat small meals, all the things, so I appreciate any feedback and encouragement. Negative comments are welcomed if you have anything negative to say about the weight loss surgery or anything, or me, taking the easy way out or what. I don't care. I'm here for all the comments because I like to learn. Okay, and then yesterday, my son and I took my dog, our little pup, to the vet to get some vaccines and get some stuff done, and he and I had some really, really good conversation again. I swear, I wish, and maybe it's just my mommy eyes looking at him like he's just so full of wisdom and stuff, but we talked about how we're similar in many ways and how we're not similar in different ways, and things that he got from his dad and things that he got because of his generation's way of thinking. And we talked about how we're like on complete different sides of like culture right now, because I talk a lot about like Logan Paul and wrestling, and he's more into like the hip hop, and he's actually a little bit into politics himself and just things like that. He was asking me like, what do I think about what's going on with Kanye these days? And I'm like, what is going on with Kanye? I have no idea. Like, I'm in my own little world right now. And he was like, you haven't heard? And I'm like, no, like, all I have is YouTube, and I don't have any of that. So, and I have no idea what's going on. Like, what did he say? And we had a little bit of dialogue about that, and it was good. I have decided, as far as the future of this channel goes, I'm going to keep posting vlogs on here, if that's what you call whatever this is. But I did create another channel and another email address that's called Anchored and Unfiltered. And that, I want to introduce you to that, just not right now. My goal is to still be anchored and unfiltered. But I do also want to be a little bit organized when I start sharing from that, and maybe that channel would be more of a podcast format, or something different. This is more like vlogs. It is still anchored and unfiltered because, as you can see, my background's messy. Oh, we're not sponsored by Prime. Sorry, my monitor is not whatever. We are not sponsored by Prime, but I am open with all of my followers. I will show you moms that Prime is not the enemy. It is not the bad drink that you think it is. Stop listening to the TikTok lies. Do your research, or don't. Just listen to me. I would not give my kids poison. Yeah. Speaking of, yesterday I let my son taste the Lunchly pizza type. So it's the pizza, but it's, the Lunchly instead of the Lunchables, which is the Prime, Logan Paul, Mr. Beast, KSI, whatever they make the product. And my son was like, Mom, I can't believe you bought these. I heard they have mold in them. I'm like, son, there's no mold in them. Like, stop believing the crap that you see. Like, no. And he was like, well, and I was like, why don't you just try it? And so he did. He tried it, and he was like, you want me to tell you the honest truth, Mom? And I was like, yeah, tell me the truth. And he was like, it tastes just like a Lunchable. And I was like, all right, cool. If it tastes just like a Lunchable, and you like Lunchables, but it's a healthier option for you, is that worth it? And he was like, maybe, not a big deal, whatever. Anyways, the point is, just saw that Prime bottle. This is Anchored and Unfiltered. Again, I have a mess. Those little lanterns that you see back there, again, like I said, Dallas, we've been having some crazy weather. People are losing power. I realized that I do not have equipment to sustain me in a power outage. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I bought those little lanterns, and I have plenty of batteries, and those are flashlights right there. I don't know if you can see them. Right there. And I have a thing full of batteries here. I'm going to get more. In case my power goes out. There's one for me and one for my two daughters, and we'll have little lantern parties and stuff, if anything. Because I think the weather's supposed to continue to get worse later on this week. I have a headache. This evening, my husband, my sister, and a friend of ours are going to go to the game room in Ennis to watch midget wrestling. I'm so excited about midget wrestling. I'm a WWE fan. And I love live events. My husband and I, we do a lot of concerts. I love comedy shows. A lot of live events is my thing. So being able to go to midget wrestling is a dream come true for us. We'll be sitting pretty close of the action. I might take a few recordings and post it. Not sure yet. But anyways, this is just a bunch of getting y'all all up to speed with what's been going on in my life. I do want to talk about, I know I want to share this with y'all. I want it to be more, what's the word? More organized, but I don't have the mental power to do that right now. I still feel like I want to share. I want to at least leave you with a little bit of good advice. Um, I'm reading this book with some coworkers of mine. It's called The Secret to Getting Unstuck. It was written by Erica John, and we were reading chapter 3, and it talks about the power of unforgiveness, or the power of forgiveness, and talks about unforgiveness and stuff, and how it, forgiving the other person is, you a lot of you all know about forgiveness and the reward in forgiving people, and the poison that it does in your own life and stuff. And I don't have, that I could think of in the moment, another person that I need to forgive. I feel like if you asked other people, I'm a pretty forgiving person, pretty optimistic, glasses half full, people aren't out to get me kind of person. However, um, what I do struggle with the most is forgiving myself. And that is something that I've recognized back in 2020 when I moved into a leadership role at my job, and I started raising a daughter from, which is different from how I raised my son, and was comparing a lot of who I was to who I used to be, or who I was back then, or who I want to be, or comparing myself to other people that were in my leadership role, and just not being kind to myself. And so I've always wrestled, and even in my group of friends, they always say, like, Linda, you need to have more grace for yourself. You need to give yourself a break. You need to cut yourself some slack. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. And like, I appreciate hearing that, but also, like, I don't do it on purpose. And I don't share things with people just so they can feel sorry for me. Like, I share things with people so I can be healed from it. A big part of why I am such an honest and authentic person, like, I want you to know exactly what's happening right here. I want it to help you, but selfishly, like, I know the healing that comes from letting things out, like letting things out in the open so it can be dealt with. And in my Christian belief, I believe that God, those who confess those sins will be healed. And, that's what I believe. I believe that when I confess a certain area or struggle that I'm wrestling with, the enemy's hand on my life, the grip loosens. Um, and so if I confess that we're having money problems, and I start seeking God for help and clarity on that, the enemy's hand again grips just loosens up a little bit. If I confess how guilty I feel because I can't be a good wife to my husband because I have too many responsibilities with my kids and with work or the house and things like that, again, if I can confess that and take it to God, the devil's grip loosens a little bit more. And just I practice that a lot in every area of my life when I can recognize it. Now, when I can't recognize it, typically it's on myself. I can't, sometimes I'll say, like, I just won't, I walk on eggshells that I put myself on. Let me say that. Like, I just, my default is a guilty conscience. Like, and I'm not like guilty about anything, but like when I do something not up to standard, not up to an expectation, I feel guilty. I feel like I missed the mark. I feel like a failure. That's why the whole missing picture day, sent me into a meltdown, and I started crying. Um, because I felt like I missed it. Like, I was the mom whose kids, were not looking put together for a picture. And, yeah, so anyway, so what I'm saying is that I wrote this down. I can't give myself the grace that I give out. I feel like I need to do everything. I'm mad that I can't be a good wife and a good mom and a good Christian and a good friend and a good employee all at the same time. Those are all things that and that's not even all of it. Like, I'm still trying to take care of myself with this weight loss, with taking care of my mental health, all of that stuff. So I was talking to my friends in this community group, and they were like, what is to me, what makes a good wife? What makes a good mom? What is a good Christian? What is a good friend? And does a good employee look like? And I need to write these down for myself, um, so that I'll know, like, the lies that I should not listen to. Like, for one of the examples that we brought up was leaving dirty dishes in the sink overnight. To some people, to a lot of people, if you leave dirty dishes in the sink, you're a bad wife. You're a bad housewife. You're a bad mom. And you're nasty. Like, if you leave dirty dishes in the sink, ew, how dare you not have time to wash those dishes? But that's a belief that is a lie. There's not a standard out there that says every woman needs to wash her dishes before she goes to bed. How dare she, lady? And I don't know if that's like a generational thing, like that our parents before us taught us that, like, clean the kitchen before you go to bed. And so it's like, oh my God, this is a dirty kitchen. But anyways, what I'm learning is, and there's been plenty of times where there's dirty, plenty of times where the dishes have to wait in there for a day or two. I think I made a video last time, and I was talking about the first 48, or we'll call it the first 48 because that's by the time I get to do the dishes. But anyways, so what I need to write down is a core belief of what I believe. There's a belief that a good wife is someone who has a hot meal ready for her husband every day after work. Let me tell y'all, my husband works his tail off. He works so hard, 6 to 7 days a week, 11 to 12-hour days. I want to so desperately have his favorite meal ready for him when he gets home. And those days are very far and few between, whatever the phrase is, far and few between. It does not happen very often. Can't even say the phrase right. Oftentimes, somebody else cooks dinner for us, like if we have a roommate that's living with us, or we order takeout, or they'll eat what we feed, like he'll eat what we feed the girls, like chicken nuggets or macaroni, leftovers sometimes if we have any, or he'll cook his own dinner. Actually, he'll cook dinner for all of us sometimes if he comes home early enough. And I believe that is a quality of a good wife. I do. Like, I'm not ready to say that's not a standard. However, I think that if you don't do that, does not make you a bad wife. But we're going to have to continue playing around with that idea because, I want to be a good wife, a good mom, a good Christian, a good friend, and a good employee. And to meet all of those standards in all of these sections, it would just be so, it takes a lot of work. So, yeah. I got some good encouragement from my coworkers, my peers, where they told me that I'm an exceptional leader, even though I missed 2 days of work, Monday and Tuesday. Which that's a whole other thing. I just, took some time just to kind of, I didn't even take time for myself. I was pretty busy, with things that needed to be done. But anyways, that's it. That's all I got. I'm at 24 minutes. I'll try to keep this within 25 minutes. But I love you guys. I hope I'll be able to post something here soon. I think I have more practical advice for you down the line, too. I think what I'm going to do is when I write down my standards of a good wife and a good mom and a good Christian and a good friend and a good employee, might get some feedback from you all and just see what you all would put on that standard for yourself. So thank you all for hanging out with me this afternoon. I'm going to upload this here in a bit. For everyone who practices Lent, I am here for you. You got this. You do the fast. Just remember to spend your time contemplating Jesus. When you're craving something that you can't have, just say a quick prayer. Thank you, God, that I'm alive. And just build on your relationship. Jesus is the sacrificial lamb, and we are so thankful that he came down to heaven, or from heaven, so that we may be in heaven with him in eternity. And so, yes, I cannot wait to continue doing these videos because I have a lot of projects and activities that I want to record and share with you all, just because I like doing this now, apparently. I'm making you a hug.